It's time for Ghost and Crendor!
Ghost and Crendor in the morning.
In the morning! Live! Before our recording studio audience. Recording! Wake your ass up! It's up next Crendor in the morning! Hello, everybody. It's Friday.
It's not a relaxing Friday unless you're relaxing.
I'm not. We started to record this episode last night, and my computer, had a massive system crash. There was tons of funny awesomeness, and you'll miss all of that. And now you get this instead. So enjoy that.
Instead, we're going to talk about the dynamics of the C++ programming language.
Somewhere, some guy's like, yes! Finally!
Well, too bad, because we're not.
Yeah, we lied to you. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm trying to remember what we talked about last night. What was important to us. We talked about the flu. I think that was our big thing, was the flu.
We really didn't talk about
We really didn't get through much. It was about 5 minutes, really.
We talked about how we're in, classy suits, and you're in the buff. And then
we had a whole bit! We had a whole bit! Now you're making it actually sound like it was good, because it was good! Oh, Crendor, you suck. It was
good.
I forgot about that. We were saying, because it's Classy Friday, and he was in a classy suit. And I was like, well, I'm in the buff. And then I made the joke that I wasn't new, but they buffed me, men had buffed me.
And there's a guy in glasses, and he was just, shining you like sunglasses. He's just like, yeah,
and some other guy comes over, pats him on the shoulder, and is like, you did good, Phil, you did good. Right? We had a whole bit going. It was really quite funny.
It was really funny. And now you'll never get to hear it, but I did, and that's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
And then we talked about how the flu is going throughout the world right now.
We just started talking about the flu, and I said in my I don't believe science way, I was like, the flu is stupid. Either the old get it or the young get it, and then they die. But everyone else in between's okay, except for a few outlier cases, and they make it out to be bigger than it actually is. That kind of stuff. Crendor said, "I know of a secret way not to get the flu," and I said, "How?" And he goes, and I quote, "I know a secret tea recipe." He activated Old Man Crendor, and right as he was about to tell us, that's when it cut. I demand to know your secret tea recipe. I want to know this.
It crashed the world.
The entire internet went down when you were like, I'll dispense my old lady tea recipe.
Well, I also have extremely high immunity.
That's true. That's why the women love you. Unless, of course, the women have the flu, in which case you are a victim of your own high immunity.
Which is why I just need to find another high immunity girl, and then she won't have the flu.
I just imagine she's you in a wig.
Why is that person so attractive?
Her immunity levels are so high.
Oh yeah. So the tea that you drink is a combination of apple cider vinegar, cayenne pepper, lemon, honey, ginger, garlic, and yeah, I think that's it.
That sounds like one of those cleansers usually women talk about, because I don't know very many guys who are like, I'm on my cleanser diet. It's where you drink that every day until all you do is you poop out all your badness. You poop out all your badness. And then apparently you're supposed to it's supposed to make you healthier. I don't know if that's a thing. That sounds like crazy people. I put maple syrup and cayenne pepper in the tea. That doesn't make any sense.
It's not that though.
Okay.
It is because every time I feel, you have to drink it before you're sick. When you feel like you're getting sick, that's when you drink it. And it works every time. Then I go to sleep, I wake up, I feel good. I'm like, fought that off.
With the power of cayenne pepper and tea.
It has worked. No, you also need the apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar is what does it.
You are an old man. Back in my day, we didn't have NyQuil. Apple cider vinegar would do the trick in one. So we did have a bunch of articles yesterday. There's one that I found that I thought was hilarious that just I don't know why I found it so funny, but it made me laugh and laugh. So I was clicking around, and eventually you know how it is on the internet. You see one thing and you keep clicking and clicking and clicking. And I ended up at the Canadian.com network National Post. But here's what it says, and this is the best headline I've ever read in my life. Brazil prostitutes are planning to learn English before 2014 World Cup. Would you like to know more? Of course I would. So it says, prostitutes in one of Brazil's biggest cities are beginning to sign up for free English classes ahead of this year's Confederations Cup and 2014 World Cup. Cida Vieira, president of the Association of Prostitutes in the city of Belo Horizonte, said Tuesday that 20 have already signed up. I don't know how many that is relative to other prostitutes, but he's like, but she expects 300 of the group's 4,000 members to follow suit. The association is organizing the classes and seeks volunteer teachers. And then she goes, I don't think we'll have problems persuading English teachers to provide services for free. Wink. Then the best part is it goes, she said classes are expected to begin in March and last up to 8 months. And then it says, yes. and for the same reasons, we're also thinking of offering free French and Italian classes, she added. Here's the final sentence of the article. Prostitution is legal in Brazil. This is like the lonely man's guide to getting laid. Like, that's what this article is. It's like, look, if you're really hard up and you want to go to Brazil, here you go. This isn't really...
speak English now.
This isn't even an article. This is like, did you know there are whores in Brazil? You can go there.
And it's legal. And they speak English.
And it's legal.
And it's legal.
Did I mention it's legal? No, here's the best part. Here's the best part. It's in a Canadian newspaper, under sports, under soccer. That has nothing to do with soccer.
Then it just shows Pele giving a thumbs up.
Pele! That's actually why I was looking for this, like, why I stumbled upon this article, because I was looking for Pele, because after our conversation yesterday, I was really like, he can't be that old. There's no way. How do I know him so well? Right? And so I started looking, and then I typed in Brazil soccer, and this was the #1 thing to pop up in my search.
Number one.
So that was the big article that I had from yesterday that I really wanted to talk about, because it just made me crack up. But today we found one that was pretty amazing. Usually we don't touch tough subjects on this show, but there's this article. Apparently yesterday there was a 16-year-old boy shot another boy in school. I'm not sure what the circumstances are here, but what we do know is that the boy who got shot was bullying the other boy. And when you see the two of them, the boy who was bullying the kid is like this huge buff football player, and the kid who shot him is like a half his size. And yeah, it's bad that someone shot someone. Like, that is never the answer for anything. But as you scroll down to the bottom and you get to the comments, literally every comment is, that damn kid deserved it. Every single one of them. There is, like, usually in situations like this, it's like, this is a horrible situation. But when bullying is the catalyst, no one gives a shit about that kid. Here's an example. William says, as an adult, if I harass, threaten, push, shove, hit someone, the police get involved with a quickness. When a school bully is reported to law enforcement, they do nothing. This is pathetic. Why do we even have a juvenile justice system? 1,200 thumbs up. This guy says, my high schooler intervened with the large male bully who was choking a sobbing girl with his face against a locker. My son was suspended for fighting. 981 thumbs up. I have 4 teenagers, and every time I tell them to stand up for themselves, the bully gets treated better than they do. This is impossible. Bullying should be the crime, not what this kid did. 854 thumbs up. This is amazing. The teacher who stood in the way, who stopped the kid eventually, they're saying that, like, good on him. He deserves a raise. Like, this guy was the best teacher. No, like, an amazing thing, right? If they aren't talking about that teacher, they're talking about the kid. And it's serious things like, the victim was a football player, huh? Anyone want to make a wager on whether or not we find out that he was the head bully? The nerds, weakling, gay kids are unable to fight the bullies like so many on here say they should. Why don't the normal kids help the weaklings by stopping the bullies? Everybody just wants to look the other way. So this was this kid's last resort. 195 thumbs up. Most of the comments on here are like, good. F that kid. It's like, damn. And see, people are like, our culture's what's at fault here.
Well, the reason nobody wants to help is because they know, like, oh, well, I'll help, like, fight the bully. But then they're always like, hey, you're suspended for fighting the bully. That's the problem, is, like, nobody takes those things seriously. Like, I'm getting bullied. They're like, oh, well, try talking to him.
And a lot of the people on here are like, back in my day when people got bullied, they would stick up for themselves and they would fight back, and even if they lost. And I was like, did you see these kids? The one dude is this big, buff-ass football player, and the other kid's this little, tiny kid. There's no way he, like, in his mind, I knew he, like, probably just gave up and was like, this is it. I'm tired of being bullied every day. Like, they drove that kid to this because one of the teachers approached him and was like, hey, what the hell are you doing? Put the shotgun down. And the kid's like, I don't want to shoot you. The kid knew right from wrong. He was just pissed off at the bully. Again, shooting anyone's stupid. Like, I don't think the kid was justified in what he did. I think he's a dumbass for doing it. And then, of course, there's the guys who, you look at their profile picture, and you can tell they were the bullies in school.
Yeah.
And they're like, this is uncalled for. There's this girl who was an obvious, like, even her profile picture was like a cheerleader, and she's like, whatever happened to punching a guy in the face? These are fists, not guns. You have never punched a single person in your life. You don't even know what that takes. Shut up.
Yeah. When people are getting pushed to the edge, just like normal people are getting pushed over the edge by like things like bullying, that's when you know it's probably time to look into it and change things.
Yeah, I think the focus here shouldn't be, I mean, the kid who shot the guy, he needs to go to jail. That's a fact. The guy who was bullying, spoiler, he probably won't bully anyone else anymore. And that teacher, give him 1,000 raises and let him not ever have to teach again. Give him a lot of money. Other than that, like, everyone in this thing, it all comes down to bad school policy. No one here took responsibility for the fact that, hey, kids bully other kids, and no, everybody always push it aside. Always. There's that movie Bully. It's ridiculous watching, like, those kids go through, like, horrible traumas.
Yeah.
And it's a documentary if you haven't seen it. It's like real bullying. These kids have gone through a ton, and you feel really bad for them. The best thing is then the bullies are like, you just don't know what it's like from my point of view. And I guess I understand, because most of the time when you bully someone, you are, a lot of the time, those kids have messed up things. I think I talked about this a while ago on a previous episode. They have a lot of things messed up with them, usually. Either something at home's messed up, or something in their head's messed up, or something at school's messed up, and they're overcompensating by being mean to someone else, so they don't, they're taking their anger.
Same as, like, internet bullying.
Yeah,
or, like, YouTube kind of like, this video sucks, you suck, blah. And then it's just like, if you look at their life, they probably have a shitty life.
Right? It's one of those things where, like, I hate you because you're being really mean to me, but I need to also understand you. I can imagine the weird letters we're going to get, like, oh, violence is never the answer. I agree with you. I'm saying that this is one of those things where it's like, this kid was pushed to this point because no one did jack shit for him. Like, where were all the adults there who should have been like, hey, football guy, you probably should leave this little kid alone. No one cared. And when no one cares, that's when people get to this point. You always find out that the guys who go crazy and start shooting up the place, in their life, no one gave two shits about them.
Yep.
And
they're like, he's such a smart boy.
Right? And that's what they say about everyone, which makes me think that they never really knew them. And that's just like their go-to, like, when they interview someone, like, he was such a smart, silent boy. Why was he silent?
Seemed okay.
Yeah, like, he never really talked to anyone. Like, well, did you try to talk to him?
Yeah.
Like, it's insulting every single time. That's all, like, he kept to himself. Well, did you try to bring him into a conversation, talk to him maybe? No one ever does that crap. And it's society's fault. Society is messed up. I'm gonna.
There's a great Tombstone quote.
I wish there was some tea that I could drink that would make society better. Come on, get on that, Crendor.
All right. We'll just mix like some garlic.
Garlic does it. Garlic is what'll do it.
And hopes and dreams.
Again, very tangible.
Yeah, and then gonna sprinkle in a little bit of celery salt.
Sounds delicious.
I just made it. Already feeling like a better person.
Oh my god. Okay, the internet is filled with, like, bitter nerds. I reloaded the page and clicked newest, and most of these are hilarious. Like, it's like watching Django again. Like, it's offensive but funny. You're like, I don't know if I should laugh at this. Like, every single one of these are just like, he deserved it. Some of these are really mean. Wow, you see? This is what bullying does to people.
Yeah.
It makes them so bitter.
Because it's like when you bully someone, people, like, get to the point where they don't even see you as, like, a human being anymore. They just see you as, like, a douchebag that just causes, like, problems.
I don't know if we mentioned it earlier, but I think we need to be clear. The bully, like, the people involved lived. So, I don't want you to think that that makes me justify it, but, you know, I don't want anyone... Look, I don't want your angry letters. Because I know someone out there is going to be really mad at me because they think I'm trying to, like, convince people to go shoot bullies. No! Stop it. Grow up. Don't shoot anyone, you idiot. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying the problem, though, is that this bully got shot and then no one gave a damn. And the reason why is because kids are picked on all the time and people are like, you know what? Bullies deserve it. Yeah. That's what happens. Bullies in high school, here's what happens. Bullies in high school bully kids and then they sort of, like, grow up out of bullying, like, huh, well, that was just a time in my life. Meanwhile, those kids that they bullied are forever scarred by that bullying. Yep. And so they don't understand. So, you know, everyone on here, I'm looking at this, is like, victim looks like the arrogant bully type. Maybe this will enlighten him to change his ways. And then there's this guy who's like, this is very disturbing. I will never understand what drives someone to these drastic measures to solve a problem. I don't condone bullies, but whatever happens to sticks and stones, be comfortable in your own skin. Like, you, sir, were a bully. Like,
yeah.
That is an...
You just gotta, like, be comfortable in your own skin when you're getting punched in the face.
It's really, yeah, like, when someone is abusing you physically, you just gotta be comfortable with yourself. Sticks and stones may break my bones. Dude, sticks and stones hurt, dick!
Here's a great quote. Sticks and stones hurt, dick.
I feel bad that I feel like I have to explain myself when I talk about this subject.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's a problem in itself. Like, I have to...
Welcome to current society.
Yeah, I have to explain, because I know someone's gonna be like, that was very insensitive. Screw you.
It's probably, what's his name from Chili D's?
It's probably that guy. It is. It's probably that guy from Chili D's like, yeah, 3 fat chicks are here.
They're fat. What?
What? I'm just saying. Why? Sticks and stones. I'm just saying. You know, I'm just calling it like I see it. Like, you're an insensitive prick. That's what you are. Ugh. All right. Well, that was a tangent if I ever heard one.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess that brings us to traffic up in Chapter 7 in the sky. Crendor, how's that traffic looking out there today?
Well, today it's Friday, and it's the afternoon again since we didn't record in the morning, so it's all empty roads again, except for that one truck who's carrying Twinkies, so he has about 15 cars following him hoping to buy some Twinkies, but I don't think he's going to be selling them anytime soon. Back to you.
I like how the assumption there that I had, it wasn't a Hostess truck, it was just a dude in a truck with Twinkies.
He's just like, got my Twinkies.
He's just driving down the road with his Twinkies, and there's like a wacky racers like band of people behind him, like trying to track down the Twinkies.
I found it, Ma!
There's like Snidely Whiplash. Yeah, gonna get me those Twinkies, eh? Twirling his mustache and his little.
You know, there's still people like that.
I'm well aware. I'm well aware.
Get those Twinkies.
Gotta get those Twinkies. I saw on eBay they were selling a bunch of those for like thousands of dollars. Like, for some reason they assume that no one's going to make Twinkies again.
Mm-hmm.
They will be made.
You can make your own Twinkies. And they're not processed shittiness.
Yeah, you can actually make your own Twinkies. There's a lot of recipes out there on how to do it. Online, on YouTube, there's tons of people who are like, hey, no more Twinkies, so make your own now.
Yeah.
There will be Twinkies again. If someone doesn't buy that brand name and make them, that's foolish.
There's some hope.
There's always hope for ways to kill yourself.
Yeah. You just gotta eat a bunch of Twinkies.
Yeah, and if you can't find Twinkies, eat some Ho-Hos.
There you go.
If you can't find Ho-Hos, eat some Ding Dongs. How come every snack cake sounds like a metaphor for your dick?
I think we're onto something here. It's a conspiracy.
Just gonna eat this Ho-Ho. All right, well, I'm gonna eat this Ding Dong.
Coast to Coast AM. Be like, George, how come all the snack foods sound like a penis?
George, this is the slutification of America. Hostess is trying to make all our children into prostitutes.
That's why they gone out of business.
That's why.
The devil's gone down.
That's why Jesus put him out of business, George. That'd be amazing. I need to do that very badly. I'm surprised our favorite caller, JC, hasn't done that already. For those of you who don't know, Coast to Coast AM has a caller named JC who calls in all the time. I guess most of you don't listen to that show, but we do. And there's a guy who calls in named JC. You can actually look him up on YouTube. He's a crazy person. He is legitimately crazy. And he said that Star Trek is furthering the homosexual agenda. George is like, I don't even know what that means.
JC, what are you talking about? You don't understand.
And he's like Captain James T. Kirk. Did you know he's Canadian?
It's Canada.
It's like, oh crap, he's Canadian. All right then. Yeah, so that's our goal, is to get on that show and become the next JC. Jesse Crendor.
Whoa.
Wow. Maybe he is us from the future in the past.
That sounds like 100% accurate.
That sounds like the truth, is what it is.
It does.
I feel like if we were from the future and we could go back in the past, that's what we'd spend our time doing. It's calling a radio show and acting like crazy people.
We're already halfway there.
Yeah, we're doing just fine. Now let's go over to weather. How's that weather looking over there, Crendor?
Today we're going to go to Kadoka, South Dakota. It's 21 degrees there, and it's snowing. They're probably going to get a lot of snow.
Really?
Watch out.
Really? All right, so if you live in South Dakota, all one of you.
Well, there's some local tweets.
Great. I need to hear these.
Trending keywords are snow, storm, and snowing. And the local tweet, it's loading slow because so many people are tweeting in Kadoka.
You're just waiting for the cows to deliver the internet from one side of the state to the other.
There's some guy sitting on his porch. It's like a snowstorm, and he's just got like a shotgun. It's just like, the cows are coming.
He tweets, and then hands the phone off, and then a cow takes it to the person he's tweeting. And the guy's like, well, what do we have here? That's how I imagine it works.
There they are.
Okay.
Miriam Alexis says, it's beautiful outside, but I want to play, so it should stop snowing now. Yeah.
It's beautiful outside, but I want to play, so, stop being beautiful.
Yeah. Trina Marie says, where's all this snow at? So obviously she's, she doesn't have windows. Logan Avatar says, why is everything closed? It's not even snowing. Dumb.
Well, because it will snow, and then people who are like, I want to get to the store real quick so I can get some water before it snows, they'll get trapped in the snow and freeze to death with their water.
Well, he's from Box Elder, South Dakota.
Oh, he's not even close to where we're at. I assume that's the case because I don't know anything about South Dakota.
I don't think anybody knows. I don't even think people that live in South Dakota know anything about South Dakota.
I imagine South Dakota is as boring as it sounds. I'm going to start a war here. South Dakota's boring, but damn, North Dakota, super boring. I once drove through South Dakota where a South Dakotan said, we're so boring, but not as boring as those bastards in North Dakota.
Wait, which one has the presidents?
South Dakota?
I don't
know. We're the guys who messed up Maine and Minnesota yesterday. So.
You're the history major.
Yeah, but no one cares about states.
Nobody cares about states.
Yeah, Mount Rushmore's in South Dakota, I think.
That's what separates them from North Dakota.
Yeah, the country cares about South Dakota, unlike those heathens in North Dakota.
Yeah,
they're almost Canadians. You might as well just go a few miles north, traitors.
Well, isn't Minnesota north of them? Oh wait, no, Minnesota's east of them. I was wrong.
Yeah, North Dakota's right on the border with Canada. I wonder what the border between North Dakota and Canada is like. I bet you could just walk across that.
Probably.
I bet that's where
probably just probably just a fence.
That's where the illegal maple syrup smuggling comes in.
There's just like one guy that monitors it.
That'd be amazing. I want to know if Canada has a Breaking Bad show, but it's like, we've got to get the maple syrup, eh? Like, Jesse, come on, we've got to make more maple syrup.
That's how enthusiastic he is too.
He's
Like,
very nice.
Jesse.
Nothing happens in that show. A lot of handshaking and nodding, and people buying each other dinner. Smiles all around. It's a very nice show. Not necessarily bad, but I guess.
Jesse, help us get the maple syrup.
Jesse, were you making maple syrup without me?
That's like the dramatic point in the show. You're just like, yeah, I was.
But I did it as a gift for you, Heisenberg. It's like, oh, Jesse, you're so good to me. I don't know what accent that was.
It's like a little combination of Spanish and Nord.
Nord. That's Canadian for you.
I just went to Google Maps to look up the border. And it's a dirt road.
That's what I'm saying.
With trees.
I feel like since no one's in that part of Canada or America, that's it. Like that's just open wilderness.
That's probably where the Bigfoot live.
Probably. Bigfoot lives in North Dakota. Son of a bitch, that's way cooler than Mount Rushmore. Oh, that's right. So that's how the war starts. Big feet fight giant heads of presidents.
I don't think the giant heads are going to win.
I don't know.
Unless they have laser eyes. This is the new apocalypse.
The Bible always said the world would end with giant president heads and Sasquatch.
That's weather.
That's weather.
Sports. What a difference the year makes for Demaryius Thomas and Eric Decker, the two Broncos wide receivers. But guess what their nickname is?
Shake and bake.
Black and Decker.
Holy shit.
Because Eric Decker is also white.
Uh-huh.
And Demaryius Thomas is not.
Really?
And so their name is Black and Decker.
That is racist as shit.
Well, they came up with it on their own. This is their name they call themselves.
Oh, well, it's okay then.
Yeah.
Setting back equal rights 20 years. It's okay then. Black and Decker. Oh my god. Uh-huh.
And then someone said if somebody else posted this, Yahoo would bash them for being racist. That's sports.
All right. You had one quick article? Let's do this thing. What is it?
I did.
What is it?
The places you might not get to shop at in 2013.
What? Why is that?
Because they're closing, because they're bad sales and closing stores.
Okay, let's hit it. Is one of them Kmart? Because that place has been closing for like 20 years. Every year it's on the list of places that are shutting down, and every year I still see it existing.
It's mainly in like random locations too. Like, oh look, there's a Kmart.
Yeah, it's like in the middle of nowhere. It's like, what?
We got Fashion Bug.
I don't know what that is.
They've
Fashion
closed
Bug?
600. It looks like it's at a strip mall.
It probably is. Probably is.
They've closed 600
The
stores.
Fashion Bug sounds like you go there and you get crabs by trying on the outfits. I got the Fashion Bug.
That's what it looks like. It's not even, there's no like signs or like logos. It's just text on a wall. It says Fashion Bug.
Fashion Bug. That sounds about right.
Blockbuster.
Those are dead. There's literally one Blockbuster within 100 miles of me in LA. In LA, there's one Blockbuster that I found.
I haven't even seen a Blockbuster by me.
I actually had to go there once to rent a movie because I was like, I need to watch this movie, and it wasn't on anywhere. On the internet, you couldn't even torrent the damn thing. It wasn't on Netflix. It wasn't on Hulu. I was like, yup, I'm going to have to go rent a movie for once.
And you like walk up to it. There's like tumbleweeds blowing
Oh,
by.
I was the only person in there, and it was really awkward because like, hey, do you want to sign up for a Blockbuster card? And I was like, well, I'd rather not. They're like, well, you need to rent one. I was like, okay. So I signed up, and they're like, can we have your information? I gave them like the wrong address, wrong phone number. I was like, I do not want to be part of this system.
They're just like, please, you're the only one.
Just let us contact you, please, sir.
They would contact you like 50 times a day. Mm-hmm. Be like, did you hear about our latest releases? It's like, that came out on Netflix like a month ago. It's like, yeah, but you could have the hard copy.
Please, sir. Please, sir, come
please,
back.
Sir.
Please, sir, may you rent another?
Abercrombie and Fitch closed 180 stores.
You know what? The only thing that I know, I've never shopped at an Abercrombie and Fitch. I feel good about that. Mm-hmm. Abercrombie and Fitch and Hollister, I've never entered one of those stores ever. Yes. I feel real good about that. You seem like a Hollister type, though.
I haven't been to those.
You-
I go to American Eagle.
Oh, that's close enough. That's just as douchey.
Yeah. But it's slightly less on the tier.
That's true. Yes. I don't. Was it you who told me this? Someone was talking to me about how when they go shopping to those places, they will like watch the people work there and how they sometimes turn away customers.
Really?
I think it was at Hollister. I'm trying to remember who told me this, but basically they will say stuff like, "You just don't meet the Hollister apparel standard." Like they'll turn people away because they don't look good enough to wear their clothes.
Excuse me, sir, you don't have high immunity. I have to ask you to leave.
What do you mean? I haven't been sick for years. Sir, I think we both know what we mean.
I always say that when I walk past Abercrombie, it's drenched in like that cologne
Oh, God.
perfume, and it smells like teenagers in spring.
It also has the loudest music you've ever heard, ever. The other day, I was at the mall. I was walking by all these different stores. Everything was good, and then I heard this boom, 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 boom. I turn and look, and coming like as we're walking down one of the aisles, coming up on us is a Hollister, and the music is so loud it's deafening. I was like, how do you shop for anything in there? I think we must be old because the kids love it.
I can't hear what the clerk is saying when I'm trying to shop in the store.
How much do you want for it? What?
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 What? 1999? What is this? The year 2080?
What do I look like? That rich bastard Barack Obama?
He's ruining the country.
I want it back in the old days.
Back in my day, we paid a nickel. We got 15 jars of mayonnaise and a cup of coffee.
That's what happens when you let the Mexicans in. Oh, God. I can't wait to be old.
I'm gonna say those things.
I'm going to have the most fun. Old people have it easy.
Don't even judge you.
Yeah, they're just like,
because
he's
they're just
old.
like they're old.
Yep, they're old. They just nod like, okay, Grandpa. I'm convinced old people are just messing with us.
They probably
are like go home and they like write letters to each other like, oh, today was the best. Actually, they don't. That's not even their real voice. They go home like, oh, Reginald, today was the best day. I messed with this young boy. Oh, the confusion on his face.
If that's not how being old is, that's how it will be.
It will be.
And how I'll make it.
All right, we need to continue. More.
Okay, there's Sears. They closed 172 stores. Oh, wait, company continues shuttering Sears and Kmart locales amid poor sales.
So Kmart still exists? I'm telling you, see?
Yep, it's still
Every year they talk about stores closing. Kmart's always on the list. Always. That is the beast that will not die. Kmart is like, it's like King Kong at the end after he's been shot like 50 times on his planes. He's still hanging on. It's like,
Kmart live.
Kmart will not go down.
Collective brands such as Stride Right and Payless.
Okay, so shoe stores.
Yeah. Pacific Sunwear.
Glasses and crappy bathing suits.
Gap.
The Gap, I remember the Gap was super popular. I remember shopping at the Gap and being like, oh, I feel so cool. Now no one shops at the Gap.
The Gap became so hipster that it became mainstream.
Right? Yeah.
And then there weren't enough mainstream people to shop at the Gap. And so they just went down.
Well, that's because they tried to like recreate their hipster cred by making everything like size 0. Like, look, you can't shop. Even the guys are like, only skinny jeans, please. Like, nope, nope, nope.
What did you get when you shopped there?
Like shirts?
In size 0?
Well, no. I said eventually. Yes, in size 0. I would walk around in my size 0 shirts like, hey, ladies. They just rip off of me like the Hulk. Rip.
Good thing I got a crate of these.
I have to like strap 5 of them on me. Like wrap them around me. Yeah.
And finally is eSpirit.
I don't even know what that is.
Luxury apparel sellers shutting down in North America's altogether after losing over $200 million over a 4-year period.
That sounds
I don't even know
horrible.
what that is
Yeah.
either.
The fact that I don't know what that is just proves how bad of a company it was.
It does.
Spoiler, if you want to start a business, you have to market yourself constantly.
Marketing helps you.
Right? Spending money on getting your name out there is a good thing.
As quoted by your videos, advertise like shameless whores.
That's how you do it. That's how you become big. And that's how we're going to end this episode. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening, and we will be back on Monday.
Go subscribe to our radio shows or YouTube channels. Twitter.com/WildCrendor, Facebook.com/Crendor, YouTube.com/WildCrendor, Disciclines.com/WildCrendor. Buy my mugs, buy my shirts. You've got.
I'm sorry, did you say JesseCox.com/WildCrendor? Is that a thing on my website? Do I even know about that?
I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe.
And, what else can I plug? I don't know. Guess just go find stuff that I made.
Jesse Cox on the Twitter and youtube.com/Jesse Cox or /OMFGCata, whichever one you prefer.
Vote for us on that thing, podcast.
Shorty Awards. We are decimating everyone, but I did find out that they decide who the winner is in the end. But the person with the most votes gets the Pox Populi Award. So I want that. I don't even need the man to appreciate me.
Yeah.
We need one that's just like Cox and Crendor. The people chose them.
The people's choice.
And that's when we rise up. Because the people's choice, we're the Rudies of this event.
We're the Al Gores.
Let's go. To be continued.